and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Our sources today they've really dropped us right into a community dealing with some extraordinary stress.
Oh, absolutely. We're looking at two really intense parallel crises happening at the same time.
Yeah, on one hand, you have the story of personal devastation. I mean, just absolute betrayal and stigma.
And at the exact same moment, there's this major ecological project that's forcing a really fundamental debate about passion versus professionalism.
And profit.
And profit.
Right.
So our mission really is to unpack how these things intersect. We're going to get into the painful, immediate fallout when trust breaks down, specifically with George.
Right. And then we'll look at how that same exact quality trust suddenly becomes this critical, non-negotiable asset in, of all things, a business strategy.
It's a fascinating contrast. You have this catastrophic failure of personal faith right next to the newfound necessity of professional reliability.
Okay, so let's jump right in with the personal disaster, the whole thing with George.
It's just explosive from the start. Amber accuses him of stealing his grandfather Will's money, the turkey money of all things.
And the psychological effect is just immediate.
Devastating.
But the key detail here, and this is what makes it so tragic, is that the money was found almost right away.
Yeah, it was in Will's jacket pocket the whole time. So officially, George is cleared.
But that didn't matter. Not really.
Not at all. And this is where we really see the psychology of stigma kick in. You'd expect him to be relieved, but his reaction isn't relief.
No, it's like a confirmation of his worst fear.
Exactly. The accusation lands because, in his own mind, his history in prison just defines him. He immediately takes on the guilt, saying, you know, I'm a criminal, I'll always be a criminal.
It's that feeling that no matter what he does, that label is permanent. He says something like, every mistake I've ever made is going to follow me around forever.
And it feels like the moment Amber accused him, she wasn't seeing George, her partner. She was seeing
George, the ex-con.
Precisely. And that's what makes the conversation he has with his friend so brutal. The friend tries to comfort him, but, well...
They just make it a million times worse.
They really do. They try to excuse Amber, saying she was just, quote, worried George would end up back in prison.
And then they add that little qualifier, that little sting. To be fair, you have lied before, haven't you?
And that line just... it reveals everything, doesn't it? It says, okay, you might be innocent this time, but your past justifies my suspicion.
It completely dismisses the actual facts of the situation.
It does. But the betrayal, it just keeps escalating. Because it turns out it wasn't just Amber who was suspicious.
Right. George pushes his friend for more, and the friend finally admits it. They knew Amber suspected him the whole time.
And the reason they didn't say anything...
they were just hoping it would all, blow over.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the phrase. Just hoping it would blow over. The friend knew Amber's suspicion was tied to a ring she'd bought, and the timing looked bad.
So instead of being a true friend and giving George a heads up, allowing him to face it, they chose silence.
Passive loyalty, which is so destructive. They let George walk around thinking everything was fine, when behind his back, the suspicion was already solid.
That silence is almost as bad as the accusation itself.
You could argue it's worse. It shatters his entire support system. He realizes that even the people he's supposed to count on are seeing him through that same lens, through his past.
And the cost is it's everything, his future.
He tells his friend Amber wants to postpone the wedding.
And this isn't just about picking a new date. This is a hard stop.
He's convinced she's going off. He says she won't even talk about it because she's hoping it never happens. The accusation didn't just cause some anxiety. It may have cost him his marriage.
And it solidifies that self-image he has of being someone who can't be trusted. The whole thing ends with him just totally broken, demanding to be left alone.
It's a complete emotional collapse.
Okay, so you have this powerful, tragic story all defined by stigma and broken trust. And then, almost comically, we see the absolute necessity of trust popping up in the professional world.
In the Beaver Project, yeah. It's such a remarkable transition from that emotional wreckage to this, ecological focus.
And this isn't some small thing. This is the reintroduction of beavers to the Anne Valley, the first time since, what, the 16th century?
It's historically massive, and you hear that significance in Kirsty's voice right away.
Oh, she is all in. She calls the event huge and momentous, meaningful. She's totally captivated by it.
She finds the work mesmerizing. For her, this is a mission. It's beautiful, it's important, and that's why she's so frustrated with Justin, the owner.
The guy footing the bill.
Right, and he missed the initial release, and he just seems completely dispassionate about the whole thing.
She's looking for someone who shares her passion, but Justin is the complete opposite. He's the calculating businessman.
He is so blunt about it.
Introducing the Archer's Mug, where elegance meets everyday comfort. Crafted from premium white ceramic, designed with vibrant peekaboo colors inside, simple, modern, and stylish. Start your day the Archer's way, with warmth, familiarity, and the comfort of voices you've come to love. As the stories unfold on the Archers, let this mug become part of your daily ritual, a small reminder of life in Ambridge. Practical for every home, dishwasher and microwave safe. Available in 2 sizes, 11 ounces and 15 ounces, designed to fit your lifestyle. Enjoy your favorite drink in a mug that connects you to Britain's most beloved countryside story, The Archers. For more information and to order your very own The Archers mug, follow the link below and make it part of your daily routine.
He flat out admits he's not that bothered.
Yeah.
He even says the footage of the beavers building dams is boring.
Boring. I mean, who finds that boring? But his logic is interesting. He says he doesn't need to be enraptured by something to see the benefits of it.
Which is such a clear dividing line. For Kirsty, the passion is the fuel. For Justin, he seems to think passion might even be a liability.
He even calls himself a calculating, double-dealing capitalist.
He embraces it. He basically argues that getting all emotional about it might, get in the way of the real business objectives.
Which raises a huge question for you listening. Can you successfully manage something as delicate as rewilding if you are totally emotionally indifferent to it?
You could argue that his distance prevents him from making sentimental, costly mistakes. But he does assure Kirsty he's fully behind the project's success.
So the indifference is strategic in his mind. He's interested in the outcome, the profit, not the process.
He thinks his detachment guarantees clear, objective decisions.
And this is the big pivot. The way Kirsty and Rex manage the project so smoothly, that starts to change his thinking.
Yes. The sheer competence on display forces him to have a realization. The project is running beautifully, not because of his high-level calculations, but because of the expertise and dedication of the people on the ground.
He finally gets it. He says he realizes the vital importance of having good people on the ground who really know what they're talking about.
It's a huge managerial shift for him. He's finally putting a strategic value on that combination of competence and, well, passion.
And this isn't just a thought he has, it directly changes his business strategy moving forward.
For his very next rewilding project, he's already planning to hire a full-time manager way sooner. He's not going to wait.
And the reason he gives is so telling. He says he's learned how important it is to have someone he can, quote, trust at the helm to guarantee the success of the operation.
There's that word again, trust.
It's fascinating. In George's world, trust is about personal faith and history, and it fails. In Justin's world, trust is about professional competence and reliability, and he realizes it's the most valuable asset he can have.
It's the ultimate lesson in delegation. Justin is fine being detached as long as he has absolute trust in the people who are invested.
Yeah.
He's basically paying for their passion as a form of risk management.
It's just, the irony is incredible. George's life is falling apart because trust failed. Justin's future business plans are being built because he finally understands the value of it.
Exactly. Okay, so let's shift to one last piece of material. It's shorter, but it also deals with this idea of trust and narrative.
Yeah.
The fall.
Ed's fall, right. It's a messy scene. He's taken a nasty tumble down the stairs.
Yeah, he's in shock. He's hurt his side. His wrist is all swollen.
Which he insists isn't broken, of course.
Of course. And the immediate remedy requested is a bag of frozen peas.
The universal cure-all. But what's really interesting here is how foggy his memory of the event is.
Totally. He's suffering from that kind of fragmented trauma recall. He tries to explain it. He says, I just lost my footing. but he's so uncertain.
He keeps saying, I think, like back, I think, or I think I must have hit every step. He just says, I don't know, really. It's all a bit of a blur.
So the person it actually happened to can't give a clear account. And into that vacuum steps Will.
Who provides a very firm, very definitive story.
And a convenient one. Will declares that Ed slipped on a book that Poppy left on the stairs. And then, crucially, he removes the book.
Feeling the narrative.
Exactly. The cause is now external. It wasn't Ed's fault, it was the book's fault.
And Ed, who's in shock and probably just wants an explanation, he just goes along with it. He says, I must have done.
It just shows you how powerful that external validation is, especially when you're confused. Will basically wrote the official history of that accident in that moment.
So if we're going to connect all these threads for everyone listening, what are the big insights we should take away today?
Well, I think there are two main points about, truth and value. First, we saw the incredible lasting cost of stigma. How broken trust can completely overshadow the facts and just collapse someone's world, like it did for George.
Yeah, the belief he was a criminal became more real than his actual innocence.
Right. And second, that amazing contrast between personal trust and professional trust. In his personal life, George needed compassion, and he got suspicion. In his professional life, Justin needed competence, and he realized that was the only currency of trust that mattered for his business.
And what about the fall?
I think the fall just shows us how easily narratives get shaped. Whether it's a personal story like George's or a physical one like Ed's, the truth often becomes whatever story is told the most firmly by the people around you.
That's a great summary. So the final takeaway is this. Justin discovers his professional success depends on finding dedicated, passionate managers. But in George's personal life, that same kind of compassion was replaced by calculation and suspicion, and it was a disaster.
It really makes you think.
It does. If calculation is what drives profit and compassion is what you need for personal survival, is the real challenge finding a way to make those two things work together instead of against each other.
That's a profound thought. Because we've seen Justin's success is built on the passion of others. You have to wonder what happens when the passionate people, the Kirstys of the world, decide that the boss's detached approach just isn't worth their dedication anymore.
Exactly. Something for you to mull over. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep. That's,
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the bull bar. That's.
This one.
Yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community, whatever